Okay, we got the high caliber patch notes and the designer notes. Hey everyone, just a reminder that my charm will be available throughout
Year 6.
If you haven't picked it up already, go make sure to subscribe at my Twitch channel. You can either use Twitch Prime, which is free if you have Amazon Prime, or subscribe with $5. Thank you guys so much for your support. So, high caliber. This is the final season of Year 6, new operator Thorn. This is lore that nobody cares about. This is Thorn. She looks like a badass. She has 2 guns, primary weapons, the UZK-50GI and the M870, which, while we're here, 44 damage per shot, 700 fire rate, capacity 22. Secondaries, 1911 TAC Ops, C75 Auto. Gadgets, deployable shield, barbed wire, 2 armor, 2 speed. Bothers me that the health is all caps and the speed is not. This is her gadget. It's a trap that you put down. If an enemy walks within the range of it, it'll activate. I think it takes like 3 seconds to blow up. It looks about 2 seconds. You can walk away from it, you can shoot it. It will kill you if you're close enough, and she gets 3 of them. I believe she gets all 3 at once. Yeah, they're not like Legion where they regenerate over time. Alright, map Rework Outback. Outback has received a variety of updates to improve the balancing and player comfort. Both the main building and its exterior have been modified to allow attackers to create and execute more effective strategies. As well, new exterior soft walls have been added to the building, and some areas have been refurbished and cleaned up to remove junk and provide better lines of sight and balance. Okay. A few new locations have been added to the map. First floor convenience store, compressor room, have all been combined into one floor bike repair, or first floor bike repair, and first floor mechanic shop. Okay. Office supply is larger, has exterior soft wall. First restaurant has been split into 2 rooms, restaurant and shark. Cover terrace is now an interior area like Dragon on Skyscraper. Bomb sites have been moved from dorms and laundry to laundry and piano. Oh, so now you can plant from the doorway. Interesting. Test server, we went over these changes with the panels. We don't really have to talk about that. Team colors, blue versus red. I'm still confused as to why they could not include more colors, but whatever. We got blue and red. Customization, elite skins, you can literally combine anything. And you can get new cards, you can mix and match whatever you want. 3D weapon skins. I hope they get better than this. I might be the only one. I don't think this looks that nice. I like the concept, the idea, but I don't think it looks that nice. This skin itself, I hope they get better. Operator price decrease. Operators have gone down in price. I don't think any of us really care about that because most of us have all the operators. Actually, fine, in case you don't. Nomad and Kate are 10,000. Callie and Wamai are 15,000. Aruni is now 20,000. Done. Drone counter is back, which basically whenever you destroy a drone on defense, it'll pop up saying you've destroyed 1 drone. HUD has been completely reworked. There was so much backlash on the HUD rework that the developer, or one of the devs who worked on the HUD rework, deleted his Twitter account and then later re-enabled it and made it private because of how badly people were shitting on the HUD. I don't know whether they were personally attacking him or if he just was tired of seeing it, not sure. But there was so much backlash that happened. Player privacy, I don't know if that's going to be... Is that the I don't think that's the nickname because that's not available to everyone. So I'm not entirely sure what that is. Alright, changes. Finka can now revive herself. Her recoil boost has been removed. So no longer when the random kid on your team goes Finka and boosts will you be aiming at the floor. You can actually aim normally. Big plus. The cooldown is also now twice as long. It used to be 10 seconds, so you could just do it back to back to back. Now it's 20 seconds. You have to wait in between. I was blocking a little bit with my camera. Sorry. And then... Actually, I guess I could zoom in a little bit. So, oh my god, this went too far. There, it's a little bit bigger for you to see. Echo and Mozzie, the drones can now be outside for 10 seconds, which means if you get a Mozzie with a Twitch drone, you can destroy gadgets so easily outside because you have 10 seconds to go around and just destroy whatever you want. Instead of the 3 seconds where it's like you basically either go outside, destroy, and then you lose the drone, or you have to try to quick peek and then probably miss. Bulletproof camera got the rework that we got teased earlier, where it now has an EMP. Basically, from my understanding, if it's the exact same as last time, the recharge on it is as long as it lasts. So you can EMP a gadget, and then you can just keep spamming it. The gadget will be available for like a millisecond before you can EMP it again. So if you see a drone, you can just keep spamming the same drone so they can't see on that one particular drone. That's all you can do with it, really. And you can also, I guess you can angle it, move it around. But attackers cannot fire the EMP burst. And now when cameras are outside, they lose signal after 10 seconds. So this goes for Valkyrie, Maestro, and bulletproof cameras. The issue is that a lot of people don't like the HUD changes because it's, one, just from the look of it, it's very confusing. I really don't understand how it works from the look of it. I'm sure I'll understand it when it's in game. But yeah, I can understand why people would get upset over something that, in our opinion, wasn't bad being completely reworked. So, balancing. Angled grip now has 20% less aim down sight speed increase. So now angled grip is no longer the default pick. You will still aim down sight faster, but it's not as fast as before. Good change, in my opinion. For console players out there, they reduced recoil on a variety of weapons. I don't know if this is of any interest to any of you, but actually I'm sure console people will be super happy about that. Ooh, small changes. Battle Pass. First one of the day. Something that's been in games for like 50 years, and they're finally adding it to Siege. The first game you play of the day, you get extra points. Oh, this is going to suck. The timer restarts at the exact same time as when you last got it. So it's going to be like, let's just say for the sake of argument, you got it at 12. The next day it'll reset at 12, but chances are you probably won't get it at the exact same time. So it'll be like 12:05, 12:10. 12:15, and then it's just going to slowly keep pushing back and back and back until some days you don't even get it because you might have missed that window. I'm not a big fan of when they do that. It's such a minor thing. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much, but I prefer when they just have like at 3 a.m. it resets for everybody. I prefer that. Battle Pass or Battle Point boosters now give 30% to you, 10% to teammates, and a 30% bonus for a team with at least 3 active boosters. You can get up to 100% bonus. Not bad. Disabled state for electronic gadgets. Created more consistent scoring and warning messages. Offers access to observation tools while being affected by DSEG has been normalized. Previously, the access was only blocked for attackers, and now it is blocked for defenders too. Interesting. What does that mean? If like a gadget gets EMP'd, you just can't hop on it at all? You can't even go to the fuzzy screen? I think? I don't know. Yana, Finka, Lion, Dokkaebi, and Warden's unique abilities cooldown timer is now paused while affected by disabled state. So I noticed that when we were watching. So like as it stands now, before the season, if Warden activated his ability and then turned it off, he can't re-enable it. There's like a small internal cooldown of like 2 seconds. But while it was on cooldown, it would still recharge. Now it doesn't. So you have to wait for the cooldown, then it starts recharging, which is basically what Clash is like when her shield completely depletes. Small change, but it might have some factor in high rank play. Jackal's Inox automatically deactivates when affected by it. I don't know what that means. Because when you get shot, it gets fuzzy. So does that mean when you get shot now, it just automatically disables? Like it turns off? If so, interesting. Dokkaebi's Logic Bomb ability can be interrupted by DSEG during its casting. So I guess they're talking more about bulletproof cameras then. Bulletproof cameras can stop all this. Okay. And attackers who are affected by it won't receive Finka's adrenaline boost. Weird. All of these, oh, when you get muted. Oh, I forgot about mute. Wait, no, that can't be right. Because that's already what it was. If you were in a mute jammer radius, you wouldn't get Finka's adrenaline boost. And it says now you don't get it anymore. So what is that in reference to? And also it's saying it can be interrupted while casting. So does that mean if someone can mute trick someone doing a Dokkaebi call? That just seems very weird. The Jackal one I can understand. I forgot that mute will completely like fuzz your screen. I think. Thank you for the 29 months, KJ. And sub from CTevs. I missed that one. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think this is only for mute jammer. I think this is for other stuff too. But whatever. Testing grounds playlist. No squad MMR restriction. Join in progress enabled. No leaving penalty. Pro League map pool. New reworked map with a higher chance of appearance. No map ban. Operator ban enabled. New and reworked operators can't be banned. Mix of unranked and quick match settings. 3 rounds role swap and 1 round overtime. Interesting. Grenade indicators are more reliable. Operator auto pick. While AFK during the prep or planning phase, the operator selected will be based on the player's personal statistics. Huh. So instead of letting us choose which operator we want, it'll just give us our most picked operator. I wonder what happens if an entire team of Ashe mains gets auto-picked. Who does it prioritize and what do the other people get? I don't know. Good change, but definitely needs a little bit more tweaking. They just need to make it where you can choose your favorites. That's it. Esports now have a notification when there's a match going on. Alpha packs, new visuals. Okay. Switch fire mode was removed for weapons, but the function now called switch ability mode was kept for operators that have unique abilities with different modes. Example, Zofia Capital. So now you can no longer accidentally switch your gun to single fire and stuff. I wonder if that's their goal for adding leaning on consoles. By removing that, they can now have an extra button, but then I don't know how you would switch the gadget on console. We'll see. These are things that don't really matter that much. Privacy. Oh. Yeah, all they did was just add the shitty streamer mode from before. And then map rotations, add Outback, and remove border map from... Oh. I thought this was going to say ranked. I was so excited that border was going to be removed from ranked. And then added Outback to ranked, unranked. Designer notes. So... Is there anything out of the ordinary here? I'd say this is pretty standard. Yana, number 1. Twitch, surprisingly, number 2. I get that her FAMAS is amazing, but that still seems like way too high of a pick rate for Twitch for me. I would assume she'd be like down here and all these would be above. Interesting to see that Thatcher's picked in 45% of all matches where he's not banned. So it's not even 100%, only 45%. All this clusterfuck in the middle, or at the end, by the way. Don't know what they'll do with that. Defense is more spread out. You got like, well, other than Jaeger still being at 65%. Negative 2% win delta, but that's just because he's picked so much that even the losers pick him. And then you got Melusi, who's still picked a lot and winning more than she should. Valkyrie is going to get nerfed now with the new change. She's going to be picked way less. Everything else seems normal. Clash at negative 5% win delta. Negative 5. Thunderbird, pretty big pick rate and win rate. Capcan went up because of his buff. What else? Yeah, that's it. Ban rates. No ban at 15%. People no ban as often as they Monty ban. Almost. That's insane. Thatcher is banned in 84% of all matches. 84%. That's insane. I love this. Clash at 18% ban rate, even though she loses way more than she wins. People just don't know how to deal with Clash, and even then it's not that hard because clearly she loses a lot. Mira's at 67, Valkyrie at 52. Valk's going to go way down. I think we'll see Cade move up, Clash move up, Melusi move up. Valkyrie will probably be as low as no ban. Maybe. Or actually maybe in between. Somewhere in here. We already went through this. We already went through this. Oh, chat. They didn't add this in the patch notes, but this is some 10,000 IQ strats here. Okay. So, here's what you do. In the prep phase, don't drone at all. Bring your drone back to where you spawn. When you spawn in, every single attacker destroys their drone. Okay? Then you all put that in your second drone. Everyone except for one person destroys their drone. Okay? Then you send in the one drone. They destroy it, and on the drone counter it says 1. The entire rest of the round, the defenders are going to be like, where the fuck are the other 9 drones? They're just going to be so confused. They'll be like, they have vision on us everywhere, and they're going to be scared. 10,000 IQ play that everyone should be doing. So they added this because when they tested gameplay after death, they noticed defenders were overwhelmed by how many drones were seeking them out. So they want to add it as a permanent feature. And this is the important part. Although you could make this argument about other stuff and then complain about that. So they say arguably the most important note here is that it's not intended to reveal any extra intel to defenders. It's simply meant to streamline the mental counting that was already occurring in many cases. Except for, what they're not mentioning is that you will not know when your teammates destroy drones. Now you will. And you can make the argument being like, well, getting points when I downed someone was the same thing. Like, I can, hear it and make a mental note or whatever, but it was just streamlining the process. So they gotta be careful with what they say here. I like this change overall, but it does make it seem a little hypocritical to them when they're just like, oh yeah, like, you're not getting any extra intel. You are, because not everyone communicates with their team about what drones they destroyed. So this is just like making it easier for people who don't talk to their teammates to know, but then they're removing other stuff like down and notifications. I'm not saying they should bring back the down notifications or anything like that. I'm just saying their wording here is hypocritical. Player colors. Your team and opponents instead of blue team and orange team. People always laugh at me whenever I say your enemies in game. I think enemies sounds better than opponents. Oh, now by default you will always be blue, and the opponents will now always be red. Red versus blue. Some Halo shit. I have no problem with that. Goyo, I actually read through this earlier, and a lot of people were complaining about it yesterday when we were watching the reveal panel. They're like, where's Goyo? Where's Goyo? Where's Goyo? Where's Goyo? Goyo has been delayed. They said that they have to work on more animations, or it took longer to work on those animations than they expected. I know for a fact, because I saw it in my Discord earlier, that the Goyo rework has already been leaked. It's just not finalized, so I'm sure they're just working on the final touches. Finka we talked about, Valkyrie we talked about. Actually, we can go over their notes. So I say Finka's presence continues to be lower than we'd like. But she's like a top pick in Pro League now. Or not top pick, but wait, what? So Ubisoft says that if an operator lands here, they are perfect. They are perfectly balanced. Pick rate and win rate. Finka is picked more than the perfect line. Slightly more. She's like at 18, the perfect line is like 17.5. But on the note about her, they say her pick rate is lower than we'd like it to be. They need to work on their wording, because that does not make any sense. But anyways, help further define Finka's gameplay identity, increase her utility, and make her more than just a decentralized healer. We've tweaked the way her adrenaline surge functions. So increase her survivability by making her pick herself back up and others. Ever since the change from overheal to actual heal, it became clear that her healing capacity is high and quick, managing to heal 60 HP in 30 seconds for every attacker. Combined with self-revive, we thought this would be tuned too high and had to be tempered in some way. That's why they've made the cooldown 20 seconds, so now it'll take a whole minute to heal 60 HP. So 1 health per second. Valk cameras outdoor. On the opposite side, Finka, Valk has a very high presence and ban rate on the balancing matrix. Not only is she, like, is it supposed to be Kryptonite? Kryptonite to new players who spend too much time planning their attack while outside certain maps. Then many experienced players have voiced frustration at the overwhelming intel value her cameras bring when deployed outside at the beginning of a match. To address this, we've changed the way cameras function while outside the buildings. They now disable after 10 seconds. So, I watched a little bit of Roy's video about this, and he complained at length. And I think what he said was, Ubisoft is removing what makes the game fun. Saying that stuff like Valk cameras being outside makes the game fun. And I understand that from his perspective. But at the same time, the thing is, whenever someone says something is fun for them, it's generally not fun for the other receiving side. Sure, throwing a Valk camera outside getting a kill, fun. As an attacker who can't see the camera because it's so small and so far away, not fun. And one argument you could use to like kind of, or I guess one comparison you could use is stuff like traps are one thing where it's like a lot of fun for the defender but not fun for the attacker. Something like Lion was very fun for the attackers because everyone had to stand still, but it was not fun for the defenders. Not saying Valk is on that same level, but saying that I can understand why this is not fun for people, especially when it's something that's incredibly hard to counter. And then people are always like, oh, bring IQ, like IQ will counter Valkyrie. You shouldn't have to bring an operator every single round just to counter one specific defender, if they bring her. It's just not fun. So, personally, I think this is a good change because, like I said, I don't think that it's fun for everyone. It's only fun for the one person who runs out. So, this will make people use her more, well, as I say, like inside the buildings. So, I think it's fine. I still think this is a weird one. 10 seconds for an Echo or Mozzie drone to be outside. I think it should be like 5 seconds at most, but they want it to be standardized, so. Don't you get auto-detected for going outside? You do. But, depending on the run out, generally the person can kill you before you can even react. Doesn't help that the UI for runouts isn't very smart. If you're aimed down sight, you can't really tell immediately where someone ran out. It's not always apparent. This one's an interesting change. Evil Eyes can now be rotated by teammates if Maestro's not actively using the camera. So Maestro, let's say 1v2 situation, running closer to sight, getting ready to peek, and then the teammate's like, no, someone's on camera. Like, you can kill them with the camera. They aim the camera for him, and then he just hops on and right click, left click. So, interesting change. I think it'll be good. We already talked about angled grip. They say that they know it's not going to be a popular change. We all love the angle grip, but that's part of the problem. It's so effective that it's become an essential attachment in just about every case. We know that by changing this, it will have an effect that's felt throughout the game, so we ask you to please jump on the test server, give it a try, and then come to us with your thoughts. In theory, it's a big change. We know that, but we truly want to understand how you feel with it in practice. And I agree with everything they're saying here. Basically, they're saying, like, everyone loves it, but that's bad because you shouldn't have it where it's like one isn't a default pick. It's the same thing with the R4C and G36C. The R4C is just always better. So they had to keep nerfing it until it can become a point where it's like the G360 actually competes with it. Before they had that with like C4s. C4s were always the default pick. And then they brought out like impact grenades so you can make rotates or swapped C4s off certain people so it's not just a default pick every time. But yeah. These are the recoil changes for console. Really goes to show how some of the guns have 0 recoil while others have immense recoil. Like the M762, like what the fuck is this? AK-12 still has like 0 recoil. Roni has like no recoil at all. I don't know how I struggled so much to control this when I was on console for a bit. But that's it for the designer notes and patch notes. I'm sure people are going to be raging at some of these changes, but I think overall pretty good. I think they will improve our lives. And interested to see how they play out. Okay, so that took me, how long was that? That took me half an hour to record the patch notes. Just took me about 5 to 6 minutes to edit it. And that's how you make about $500 on YouTube. Easy.